Sports Director Will Manso right here because you have really gotten to know Jose over time and you can relate to his Cuban story like so many people, and especially the Cuban players.
Yeah, the Cuban players, the Cuban community, his teammates, they all understand. And David Sampson said it today, you saw it in Clay's piece, that you really don't know and really can understand the story unless you've been through it, and very few. It's a very small fraternity of Cuban players that have been through that struggle, that journey to get to this country, fulfill your dream. As for Jose Fernandez, he really was the perfect star for South Florida. Cuban defector, captured the imagination of sports fans. But this morning, his promising life came to an end.
My goodness.
He was the epitome of the American dream. Jose Fernandez, the Marlins' young ace. Fernandez defected from Cuba when he was just 16 years old. He arrived in the United States on his third attempt, and since arriving with the Marlins, he has quickly become one of the most dynamic, energetic, and talented players in all of Major League Baseball. Fernandez is known not just for his electric fastball, but his electric personality, that big smile. He could light up a ballpark with it. Jose Day became an event for Marlins fans. The team even had a hashtag Jose Day, every day that he would pitch. Could not miss it. The Marlins ace had accomplished so much on the mound at such an early age. He had already set the Marlins single-season strikeout record this season. He was a two-time All-Star and the 2013 National League Rookie of the Year.
You know, I would love for her to see me pitch in the big leagues. It will be my grandma.
Fernandez's story, though, is also about family, his struggle to get here. Jose's mother and abuela always cheering on the young pitcher for home games at Marlins Park, every step of the way. Marlins owner Jeffrey Loria is setting up that emotional reunion between Fernandez and his abuela. Jose was the perfect star for South Florida, represented everything the Marlins organization wanted to stand for. Jose stood for that and much more. He did great work in the community with various charities, and one of the proudest moments of his life, the day he became a U.S. citizen. While he was brash, sometimes cocky, but always confident, there's no doubt of one thing. Jose Fernandez loved baseball, loved life, and loved being an American. He was as authentic as you could be. Jose Fernandez, truly one of the brightest stars in all of baseball and all of South Florida. We've seen no one like him, and we may never see anyone like him again. Jose Fernandez, dead at the age of 24, gone much too soon. And as we've said throughout the news and throughout our coverage, we send our thoughts and prayers to his family, his mother, his abuela, his pregnant girlfriend, the entire Marlins organization. The list goes on and on. His friends, so many people in the community he's touched, that, you know, the restaurants he goes to, the people he meets. He knows, David Sampson mentioned this, that Jose is a man around town. You know, he knows everybody at all the restaurants and all the places to go out, and he just was a very accessible superstar, which in this day and age with cell phone cameras and social media and those things is very rare to find. Most guys get a little more secluded because they don't want to be in that spotlight so much. Not Jose. He wanted to be in his town. He considered Miami his home. Being the Cuban pride that he had, it was very special to him.
And so before he was here in Miami, he was in Tampa as a teenager, correct?
Yeah, his route by the third try ended up going through Mexico, ending up in Tampa as a 16-year-old when he finally was able to defect. Playing high school ball in Tampa. Mike Hill, who you saw break down in Clay's story, whose mother is Cuban, understood his story and what it took for him to get here. The Marlins signed him as a first-round pick, 14th pick in the draft. Mike Hill was at the time, was the Marlins general manager, scouted him with all the Marlins scout. They gave him a $2 million bonus. That's how highly they thought of Jose. As an 18-year-old, a couple of years later, he's in the majors, winning the Rookie of the Year, and the rest is history as far as what he was able to accomplish in his short career.
And he actually became a U.S. citizen. It was so important to him. And when you would run into him, would he speak to you in English or Spanish?
He would speak in both, because when he was around, but he would joke to you in Spanish if he knew you spoke Spanish. And, you know, last time I saw Jose at the ballpark just a couple weeks ago covering a game, he's always the jokester. He's always coming out like the pinch hitter to joke around, or like if you're doing work to slap. And he was like that with everyone. This isn't just about me. It's everyone that he would come around. And like I said, I told you earlier, he'd be the guy that put the rabbit ears behind your head and joke around. Everybody had a story like that because he was always the jokester. And Don Mattingly even said it. Sometimes you just wanted to just get him and just, you know, get him and just slow it, stop, calm down, you know, get serious. But he wasn't that way. He took his craft, obviously, he was serious about that. He took his craft, obviously, he cared about it. He took care of his body, he worked hard, but he knew in the end it's just a game. Getting paid a lot of money to play a game, and he had the opportunity to do that.
A game, but a future Hall of Famer. Oh, he'll be so missed. A great guy.